Hey everybody, Jeppy here, and welcome to Raze's Valorant Agent Lore video. Raze is such a spunky, outgoing little engineer without a care in the entire world. In this video, we're going to uncover all the secret pieces of lore I found about Raze. With all the crazy things she's done in her life and all the amazing interactions with the other agents on the Valorant Protocol, I already know this is going to be a great video. So everyone, make sure to subscribe if you enjoy these lore videos, and leave a like on this one to help with the almighty YouTube algorithm that rules over all us YouTubers. I think the best way to start off today is with a quality S tier voice line from Raze that really helps us set the vibe for this entire video.
I tried to stay serious here, but this is just so much fun.
And that right there completely summarizes Raze's personality. Even with the possibly literal destruction of cities from Mirror Earth attacks, guys, Raze is just here to have some fun. And it's very, very likely that this glorious way to live life started out when she was pretty young. So Raze's real name was actually Tayana Alves, and thank you Blackmailer for that one. And she was born in the city of Salvador in the country of Brazil. She likely grew up without much money in the family because of her eventual turn to crime later in her life. We'll talk about that in a bit. But we can see that the neighborhood she likely grew up in featured in her own cinematic. The city looks like a beautiful place full of colors and the smells of the market with, of course, Raze constantly jamming out to music. Somewhere along the line though in Raze's youth, Raze would start to, well, get into the life of crime. It's fairly well known in the Valorant community that Raze, despite her appearance, used to be a pretty hefty crime member. We know that she used to work alongside another agent with a criminal background on the VP, Breach.
Raze! Together again, and we're not even breaking the law.
Yup, that confirms that they were partners when it came to whatever they were doing that was probably unlawful. It looks like that they had a knack for stealing things because there's multiple voice lines with Raze and Breach going back and forth talking about, well, taking things.
You know, Breachy, in all this chaos, it would be terrible if some equipment just got lost, you know?
Oh man, just awful. A tragedy.
Also, the voice lines tell us that Breach and Raze have a pretty deep relationship. Not a romantic relationship, but they are honestly really close and great friends. The fun and respect they have for each other are cool to see.
Did you see Breach back there? That's how it's done.
But Breach is gracious of something Raze did for him quite a long time ago. In my Breach lore video, I talked about how he's a bilateral amputee and he was born without any arms. He made some makeshift arms when he was growing up, but it wasn't until he met Raze that he got a serious upgrade. It's confirmed that Raze is the one who built his advanced robotic arms and even tunes them up every once in a while.
Breach! Lindo! Your arms are looking great. You need a tune-up?
Moving on, we know that Raze has an extreme distaste for the Kingdom, the overarching company that supplies 3/4 of the entire world's energy needs with radianite. They are well known for disregarding cultural and environmental situations when building new refineries or radianite mines, for example. It also looks like that the city Raze grew up in had Kingdom all around it. Again, in her personal cinematic and even in the Valorant Twitter Agent Takeover series, we can see anti-Kingdom propaganda all over the city, and a lot of it was done probably likely from Raze. And once again, thanks to the Blackmailer, we know that Raze's personal mission was to rid the Kingdom from her beloved city. The Blackmailer says how Raze splashed her paint all over the Kingdom's buildings, and at some point the Kingdom left the city. But the Blackmailer warns Raze that Kingdom is a weed and will definitely be back in her hometown. So it looks like that Raze really does have disgust and possibly an underlying hatred for the Kingdom. And that's what I'm thinking her personal player card named Rising Up is telling us. Raze is on top of what appears to be a train car, of course graffitied in her name. I'm guessing that train car is Kingdom property. We can actually hear Raze saying how much she doesn't like the Kingdom and what they do when she spawns in on Haven.
This poor place. You used to be so beautiful. Don't worry. I'll send you off with a bang.
And also when spawning in on Split.
Another Kingdom infestation. Well, fine. I'll just make sure to be extra collateral with my collateral damage.
But moving on, we see that Raze's life of crime would come to an end. Well, kinda sort of. We don't know the full details, but along the way, she would be recruited into the Valorant Protocol. I couldn't find any information about who recruited Raze or for what reason, but I can assume she got probably the same treatment like Breach, where her criminal records would be wiped if she agreed to join. Raze would be known throughout the protocol as someone who would have tons of fun while on missions and make loads of friends. Besides Breach, one of her very best friends and closest people on the VP is Killjoy. They do so much together and love engineering, but in very different approaches. Killjoy is more about statistics and organization when experimenting, while Raze just couldn't care less. We know they spent some time in the lab together and how Raze actually used one of KJ's alarm bots as the base for her boom bot.
Killjoy! Thanks for letting me borrow your alarm bot. It's so much better with explosions. Why did you never try that?
Again, they spent a bunch of time together, frequently going to the lab, combining their minds to build things.
Killjoy, after this, you want to do some tinkering?
Sure, but if anything explodes again, you are telling Brim.
Of course, the best example of this is the max spot in the awesome warm-up cinematic. All it took was the adventure of a little challenge, and in no time, Raze and Killjoy built a destructive machine. But the max spot is special, as it can literally learn who is fighting against and utilize their own powers against them. It even had the ability to hack into Raze's boombot and KJ's sentry bot and turn them against their creators. It took like half of the entire protocol to take down this one manufacturing masterpiece. But real quick guys, I know that there's some rumors or fan theories that Raze and Killjoy are secretly dating. I couldn't find anything to 100% confirm those claims, but what do you guys think? I think it would just fit perfectly for both the characters if they started to date. Who else is on team Raze and Killjoy? If you are, then put hashtag Raze and KJ in the comments below. Raze's engineering doesn't always go the best, as I feel like she just throws things together in hopes that they'd work. We can see this in a honestly hilarious voice line where Cypher is getting annoyed with Raze and her tinkering.
Raze, don't tinker with my gadgets. I don't need exploding cameras again. The cleanup was so messy.
And in this voice line where Raze herself was pleasantly surprised, nothing she made has blown up or malfunctioned yet.
None of my stuff has malfunctioned yet. Can we celebrate that?
She's a one-woman wrecking crew that just destroys everything in her path in the name of completing the objective. Collateral damage is just another common word in her vocabulary, and she honestly doesn't care if anything gets destroyed along the way.
I promise I'll get him. Might take down a city block along the way, but hey, a win's a win.
Some agents on the VP, like Sage for example, kind of recognize that the utter destruction is not a good look and how Raze just runs into battle without a plan.
Remember the plan, everyone. And please, please stick to it. I'm talking to you, Raze.
Yikes. I feel like Sage is one of those people you just don't want to piss off. Like, does anyone else get those vibes? But we all know that Raze loves to listen to music. Like, that's one of her biggest passions, and like, she can always be seen wearing her headphones, just jamming out amongst all the chaos around her. It's funny though how she thinks Sova's taste in music is weird.
Sova, you listen to the weirdest music. Lots of dunts, 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 dunts. How do you dance to it?
Bruh, sounds like Sova loves club music if you ask me. Like, I'm just picturing the calm and collected Sova just absolutely losing himself at a rager party. Neon is someone who kind of gets annoyed with Raze and having to repeat herself over and over again to get her attention.
Oi, Raze! Raze! Balina.
Wait, what? I'm listening to music. Let me just... You say something? What did she say?
But if anyone is going to get upset with Raze always listening to music while on missions, of course, it's going to be the boomer Brimstone, am I right? Like, I'm just picturing Brim's blood pressure rising to a boiling level as he's yelling at Raze to shut off her music.
Brimstonezinho, you sure I can't listen to music? You're really bringing me down here, man.
But unlike Brim, Phoenix just loves Raze's music.
Raze, plug me into the tunes. Yeah, I know you got the good stuff.
Moving on, let's check out some other interactions Raze has with other members of the protocol. Oddly enough, she realizes the pain Reyna is in, which is starting to become a common thing with most of the agents. Like, we know Reyna has had some awful things happen to her in her life, and it's just cool to see Raze care about that and attempt to help her.
Reyna, meu amor, what happened? Who hurt you?
But then, also at the same time, Raze still knows that Reyna is a monster when she starts racking up kills.
When Reyna gets started, it's hard to stop her. I'd like to avoid that, please.
I also thought it was pretty funny and cool to see Raze attempt to connect more with Viper. Of course, we all know Viper is, well, not the most emotionally stable person and fun person to be around, and lives a somewhat lonely life. Full of regret and countless thoughts racing around in her head, it would probably be good for her to like loosen up and hang out with people, and that's exactly what Raze tries to do with her.
Viper, you gotta let loose. Let's go out after this. Girls' night. Woo woo.
Yeah, I can pretty much guarantee that Viper turned her down just to lay in bed all night, wide awake, and work on her toxic inventions. Sad to see. Hopefully Raze or someone else can get through to her sometime soon. Raze also loves to hype up her fellow teammates when they do cool stuff, or she just has fun being around them.
Dad, my sister from another mister. Let's have some fun, yeah? Damn, Sage, you do everything. Why are the rest of us even here?
But Raze really does think of her fellow comrades on the VP as family. She genuinely cares about them on a personal level and would even die for them. She doesn't seem scared about dying and is willing to take risks just to accomplish a mission and have a little fun doing so along the way.
Even if I go out, I'll go out with a bang. Just promise you'll dance at my funeral, okay? Ay, surrounded by minha familia. We won't lose.
I don't think there's another agent on the Valorant Protocol as genuine as Raze. Like, I'm sure 10 seconds into meeting her, you know exactly the type of person she is. Well, minus the criminal history, but you get the point. So everyone, what do you guys think about Raze? Do you enjoy playing her or like her lore story? What do you think she'll do in the future of Valorant's lore? Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to notifications if you're new. Now, with all that being said, Jeppy out!